Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a brand new explainer on a topic that, let's be honest, so many of us quietly struggle with but rarely want to say out loud. We are talking about career stagnation. Specifically, what on earth are you supposed to do when those promotions you've been grinding for are suddenly nowhere to be found? It's a hugely relatable and, honestly, pretty uncomfortable workplace reality. We pour our absolute all into our jobs, but sometimes that next rung on the ladder, it just isn't there. So how do we keep growing anyway?
Seriously, what actually happens when the promotions just stop? Because let's be real, you're putting in the hours, you're crushing your targets, and instead of a shiny new title, you get a corporate thank you email. Or, a mandatory pizza party if you're lucky. It is incredibly frustrating. HR expert Wale Abolaran, who has over 15 years of experience across a bunch of different industries, points out something crucial here. If you just sit around waiting and hoping for a promotion to magically drop into your lap, you're just going to end up bitter. And hey, it's a completely natural reaction to feeling stuck.
Let's look at Section 1, the reality of stagnation. Why promotions stop.
The hard truth is, organizations simply cannot promote their staff every single year. Sometimes the corporate structure is just too small. The building is already full, right? There's literally nowhere to move up. Other times, budgets are locked down tight, or the people in those coveted senior roles are just staying put for the long haul. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that career stagnation is very often a structural issue, not a personal flaw. It is not that you aren't doing fantastic work, it's just the environment. And realizing that, well, that's the very first step to letting go of all that bitterness.
Moving on to Section 2. Focus on skills, not titles, changing your mindset. Wale Abolaran hits the nail on the head here. He says skills outlive any job title. A promotion is absolutely not the only valid sign of career growth. Ask yourself right now, what new skills have you picked up in just the last 6 months? Really think about it. Maybe you've learned how to wrangle some incredibly complex data analysis, or maybe your team had some friction and you unexpectedly became the total go-to person for resolving conflicts. Those are massive areas of growth. A job title is temporary. It stays with the company when you eventually leave. But your skills, you pack those right up and take them with you wherever you go.
Next up is Section 3, Expand Impact and Visibility, Making Waves Internally. So instead of defaulting to sitting slumped against a brick wall under a rain cloud of complaints, we need to shift our approach. Step up, volunteer for those cross-unit projects, grab a wrench and take ownership of those messy, tangled processes that frustrate everyone else in the office. Actively propose real improvements. When you start operating with this kind of mindset, something kind of magical happens in the workplace. People actually start saying, man, if this person leaves, we're in big trouble. That right there, that is true growth. You are literally making yourself indispensable.
But here's the catch. Being indispensable doesn't do you any good if you're a ghost. You've got to build visibility. First, share your wins respectfully. You want to inform, not brag. Then, meticulously document your contribution so there is a crystal clear paper trail of your immense value. Finally, grab the metaphorical mic and speak up during meetings. Your voice really needs to be heard in the room. Because, as our source material points out so perfectly, please do not wait until your exit interview for people to finally realize how much you actually did for the company.
Let's turn to Section 4. Grow outside your job. External growth strategies. Look, if the internal doors at your company are completely blocked and covered in cobwebs, you just have to build your own doors on the outside. Take some online courses to master new methodologies or some complicated software, join professional bodies so you can get involved with the wider industry, start networking externally, making real connections way beyond your immediate coworkers, or, you can even start small side projects that align perfectly with where you want your career to go. The logic here is honestly incredibly freeing. Your career growth does not have to come stamped with your current organization's logo. Your career belongs to you, not your employer.
We really need a complete redefinition of success. Yes, getting that promotion announcement feels absolutely fantastic. The congratulations pouring in, that feels great. But ultimate success is so much broader than that. It's an anchor of stability in your life. It's unlocking the cage to real financial freedom. It's building a recognized award-winning name in your specific field, and honestly, just becoming excellent at what you do every single day. If you can achieve mastery and stability, you are succeeding, completely regardless of what your email signature happens to say.
Which brings us to Section 5, Proof, a Success Story, the 8-year payoff.
Let's look at the true payoff of this mindset shift with a real timeline from Wale Abolaran. We have an employee who spent 8 long years in the exact same role. 0 promotions. 8 whole years.
But instead of just sitting around complaining and wasting nearly a decade of her life, she focused entirely on upskilling. During that stagnant period, she taught herself grant writing, she learned project design, she built her value completely independently. And the reward for all that? Well, when a bigger opportunity finally opened up outside of her company, she didn't just land the job, she landed it easily, with double the pay. Double. Just imagine where she would be if she had thrown in the towel just because her boss wouldn't give her a new title.
Promotions are going to come. Maybe they'll happen in your current workplace, or maybe they'll be at your next one. What actually matters is that when that door finally does open, you are totally ready to walk right through it. So I'll leave you with this thought. What is one skill you are investing in right now, even if a promotion isn't anywhere in sight? Take control of your trajectory today. Start building your value right where you are. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.